before cosmologists took such questions seriously, they were the province of theologians and philosophers. Pick, or be born into, your religion, and that determined your favored cosmogony. Many ancient belief systems, such as Hinduism, Taoism, and the faiths of the Babylonians, the Greeks, in the time of Plato, and most traditional Native American groups, embraced the notion of cosmic cycles. In the life of the universe, nothing ever truly died. The death of one epoch invariably was followed by the birth of a new one. The Abrahamic faiths, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, on the other hand, advocated a single universal creation at some point in the past. The creation moment represented the dawn of humankind and all mortal things, in stark contrast to the concept of the eternity of God. Like the lives of those fated to grow old, get ill, and die, such a unidirectional linear time scheme started with a clear, glorious birth. By the 1920s, and especially in the decades following, thanks to the work of Albert Einstein, George Lemaitre, Edwin Hubble, and other scientists, the debate as to whether or not the universe had a beginning had shifted to secular grounds. Einstein's theory of general relativity precisely laid out how mathematical models could trace the development of the universe. Lemaitre and others, notably Russian mathematician Alexander Friedmann, used Einstein's system to provide scientific timelines of cosmic events. Lemaitre himself speculated that at a finite time in the past, the universe began in an extremely compact, ultra-dense state, something like a giant atom, and grew until it reached its present size. And Hubble, drawing heavily on the work of astronomers Vesto Slipher, Henrietta Leavitt, and others, used the Hooker telescope at Mount Wilson Observatory in California to demonstrate that the universe is full of galaxies, and that all but the closest are receding, moving away from our galaxy, the Milky Way, at a rate that depends on their distance. Lemaitre argued that Hubble's result supported his prediction of an expanding universe, and Einstein eventually came to agree. Hubble remained agnostic about whether or not the universe was expanding, simply pointing to his galactic recession data as enough of a contribution to the discourse. Given Hubble's ambivalence, Einstein's interest in other topics, and Lemaitre's humble reluctance to trumpet his own ideas, he was a priest as well as a scientist. Scientific cosmology was little publicized in the years leading up to and including World War II. There was no real public debate, simply reports in the pages of scholarly journals. That all changed in the late 1940s, thanks to Gamow and Hoyle. Each in his own way was a polymath, a rebel, and a master at science communication. Each was a great fan of Hollywood and its magical theatrics, recognizing the potential of new media, radio and television, to convey extraordinary ideas to wide audiences. It gave them power to sway the public toward their ideas, lending them an impact well beyond the reach of scholarly journals and specialized popular magazines. Gamow, a nuclear physicist who came to embrace cosmology, took up the mantle of Lemaitre's idea. Along with his student Ralph Alpher and another researcher, Robert Bob Herman, he wrote several key papers on the topic of cosmogenesis, the creation of matter in the fiery early moments of the universe. Gamow's offbeat humor and keen sense of how to elucidate the strange aspects of modern science enlivened his work and made it very palatable to the general public. No solemn clergyman was he. Rather, he loved to clown around like a late-night television host. Pranks and practical jokes were his trademark. In numerous popular works, such as his delightful series of books about a bank clerk named Mr. Tompkins who encounters various scientific wonders, his ample wit and zany illustrations made science tons of fun. Gamow's vivid description